his ideas, experiences with you, and let you know better what's the situation in Latvia, whether we are different or not, and in these areas. Go ahead.
Hey guys. I noticed you are into the buildings. I didn't grasp much of the rest of the stuff, but green thinking. I also found the remote. Actually, it worked. So, yeah, I'm going to cover, in a sense, three things. Myself, startup culture, and how we got to the TechHub Riga. About myself, I'm not a coder. I'm more like a business-educated guy who can read technical materials, show direction, and give orders to my small midgets who do the magic, the brains, and they are the best. Yes, I've been 7 years into the internet business. I have worked with clients, with evil clients, with bad clients. I was pretty much fed up. I quit one company with good salary and went into the startups, and I started to receive nearly no money, but I was happy because there were no devil managers and stuff. So, move on. How it all began for me and for the startup culture in a general. In 2006-07, around that time, we started to think, hey, let's do something. And we started with an idea about, well, what could be cool? What could be the next generation stuff in marketing and in general? As we worked with advertising companies. And we thought, wow, Bluetooth stuff. Let's try something with this kind of thing. 2D barcodes. Who knows 2D barcodes? QR codes. Who doesn't know anything about 2D barcodes? I will do these tricky questions like yes, no, who knows, don't know, and then ask, what's the rest of you? It's like I'm mingling through my mind thinking about it's something with octopus or with the lions. So 2D barcodes is something you scan with a phone, like in a magazine, in a shop when you go in and you scan barcode for the product, then you can scan that and then you get all kind of interactive stuff. When we created game, Minesweeper. Who knows Minesweeper? Yeah, we divided the whole old town of Riga into the squares. In each square there was one 2D barcode, and when you scan that barcode, it would take you to the home page, register your phone, and you could say, I want to deactivate this, or I want to mark it as a mine, or whatever. So in 40 minutes you could go through the whole old town, and it would be your minefield. And we thought that was pretty cool. In 2007, except us, nobody else thought that way. Well, there was somebody who was like, hey, this is something interesting. We could do this for rum. Like, you go through the bars and check into the bars. And it didn't turn out. So then we turned to my idea, and that's 2007, end of 2007. That there could be some site where you could, like, say, I'm here, tell what you think about this place, and we would then, based on your previous marks about particular geographic places, we would tell you what other places you might like. So to say, geographic recommendation engine. And we started to work on that one. And half a year later appeared Foursquare. Who knows Foursquare? Who doesn't know Foursquare? Ah, still someone. It's the game you check into the places and you get badges. Some think it's stupid, some think it's wow. I think it's kind of boring. Our idea was a bit better, so to say, but we again failed. And we failed for one particular reason. We didn't have, we had, in a sense, we had world idea, the global idea, but we didn't have knowledge about how to market it. We didn't have any contacts. So basically it was doomed in that sense. So I decided that we could, that I need some supporting crowd, like someone with whom I could talk, like people like me. So I asked on Twitter, hey guys, who have an idea? And there was like a bunch of people, pick me, I have an idea, I have an idea. Then I asked another question, who got the money? The money question, that's the fun question. And then there was some private messages, well, I could invest in something. And it was, and I was amazed how many people there were. And that's 2009 already. We have passed, it was dark ages. Economy goes down. We are in the startup. Oh man. And so yeah. And then there was one guy called Ansi Segler. He's here in the pictures. So he was at that time working for Irodium as a marketing manager. Who knows what Irodium is? Who doesn't know what Irodium is? That's the wind tunnel. You go and basically you fly. And that's pretty cool. It's awesome. And he thought, well, you know, we could organize small event at our place. You know, flying, barbecue, beer drinking. And so we took some cars, some 30 people, went there, had fun, beer drinking. And then I could say that that's where the beer drinking started for Latvian startup culture. It doesn't turn out that there were like, you take a bunch of people with ideas, bunch of people with money, and then there's like a bam, explosion. No, but that was pretty nice, good first meeting. I'm over there speaking to one of investors. As you can see, he's like, yeah. Tell me more. And that was basically how they reacted. Fast forward a couple of years later, they are calling me to have for the tea, ask how the things are going, and so we have developed in that sense. And then the next phase was, let's do this monthly. Let's do the open coffee club, because the one guy who was there, he was like, yeah, you know, there is that brand where people get together, they exchange business cards. Okay, yeah, whatever. Let's have it. And we started to meet, and from the day one, we started to abuse the brand. It's, as I understand, it's generally in morning event where you get together at the coffee. That's where the name comes from. And then you share business cards, and then you talk with each other. And we were not that into the suits guys who have time in the morning. There was some startup wannabes who had time in the evening. So we started together every month's second Thursday. And yeah, it involved beer drinking again. So it was, again, open. We called it, in a sense, open beer club. And it started to take off. There were investors coming over presenting ideas. Our own guys were presenting. Some weird old Latvian guys were coming out. You didn't know they exist, but they have this small blog he's building up, and he has got like 10,000 readers per day, and now he's living off his blog, and it's pretty nice. And you're like, whoa, where did you come from? And so it was nice. You in a sense, you create that mass, and then it starts to attract other smaller objects. You know the physics. Who knows physics? Physics, the mass, and then it gravity, and then it pulls in. So we started to grow, and we became something like 300 people at that time. And then we started to get some contacts outside of Latvia. And then came the Finns. Finns contacted us, and we had a small chat, and he was like, yeah, we are going through the Baltics, we could stop and let's have a chat with a beer again. And they told about one small program they had, Auto Venture Garage Bootcamp in Helsinki. And with our team, we applied. And in a sense, I was a bit sad that we were the only Latvian team who applied there. Maybe the problem was that their logistics was pretty weird. We had to go by car to Helsinki from Riga to do a 3-minute pitch. Like in 3 minutes, for the professional jury of investors, you tell who are you, what kind of problem you are solving, why you are the best, what's the market, and how you're going to pull it off. In 3 minutes. And you go there like 3 hours, 1 hour and a half by boat. You end up there, it's like, okay, we will let you know. And then you go away. And yeah, and we got in. And that was pretty interesting. Yeah, one more thing. How we figured out what we're going to present. It was business model canvas. Who knows business model canvas? Whoa, who doesn't know business model canvas? Hey, yeah, okay. Well, Google, business model generation, you have to read that book. It's a visual framework how you can think about your business. It's really, really valuable. So we prototyped several business ideas we had from our experience. We had mined Twitter, so that was one direction. Then we had real-time Facebook game in Flash where people could play football. At that time, there were no such games in Flash because there are some technical difficulties. But we pulled it off for McDonald's and survived 1 year basically on one game. So we decided that we are going to go with social media monitoring for minor languages. So we got in, and we were selected as one of the winning teams to go to Silicon Valley. And again, that was pretty awesome because we met a lot of cool people. There we are sitting with this guy. This is a guy who have on his business card written Mighty Eagle. Who knows Mighty Eagle as a character in one game? Who doesn't know the game? Angry Birds. Who doesn't know Angry Birds? So yeah, his position is Mighty Eagle, and he was interested in our project. So we might be onto something. And in the end, we also, yeah, that stuff, that picture, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, as I mentioned, Finns were like, hey, let's attract the best startups from the Baltics and the region, and maybe somebody comes and let's forget about everything else. And then, whoa, somebody came, and then where are we going to stay? Like 2 weeks? Oh, well, we can offer some apartment for, 1,000 euros for 2 weeks. Oh, 1,000 euros. No, we don't have money. We are poor Latvians. So they are like, okay. And then we slept we slept several nights in the premises of Auto Venture Garage, and you are not allowed to sleep there. And there's actually a guard who is going his rounds checking for people, and we were hiding from him. And one morning I was sleeping in one locked room, and somebody opens up and turns the light on, and I was like, whoa. And there's a janitor woman, and she's like, what the heck are you doing here? And then she's like, I'm sorry. She was a good one. So yeah, and then Finns recognized that we are kind of awesome, and then they gave us this caravan to sleep. And it was November, so it was like 5 degrees outside. It was extremely. And but okay, we didn't sleep there for the rest of the 1.5 weeks. At the party where we got this caravan, there was one guy who told, I'm at my girlfriend's place, so you can have my flat, which is basically in the very, very center of Helsinki. So we stayed there. And that's in a sense, that's a story about the luck. If you think too much about something, then you, in a sense, avoid luck. But when you work into the direction of something, then luck just happens to be around. And yeah, so we got pretty cool off with that. After the Silicon Valley, when we returned, we kept on working on the community stuff, and there were other guys who have been outside of Latvia into the Startup Bootcamp and several other programs. And so we started to organize our own events. And the first one was Garage 48 event, and then there was Startup Zone event. Garage 48 event was, I guess, the funniest ever, because the pitches were so funny that there were weird stuff. There were like drink around where you book the drinks you haven't drinked into the bars, so you could like to-do list of drinks you have to have. Or there was the weird idea about the gravestone where there would be chip, and then you visit that gravestone and you just connect to it and you see the whole social life of that human, like social network history. Creepy, eh? But I suppose it's gonna take off one day. And yeah, and so that's the way how we got more contacts outside. Is there someone who was at that bar camp, Garage 40?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. And so now that was last year. No, that was last year. We really started to work on those events. So we thought, okay, now we have beer drinking event and normal events. Now we need, in a sense, space where we could like get together on a daily basis. At first, we looked at Founders House concept in Denmark. Basically, some teams came together and figured out, hey, let's rent premises. And we thought, wow, that's cool. We might do it also. And then one of our co-founders of TechHub, Andres, he was in London, and he just, well, I could just drop into the TechHub London and see what they are doing. He went there, he met with Elizabeth and said, well, we're working on something. And she was like, cool, we also are working on something to expand globally. Like we thought about San Francisco and New York, but maybe we could go to Riga first. So it was pretty cool. And we arranged, it was in August, and end of October there was yet another Startup Zone event. And she came over with her husband, who happens to be also the supervisor of the premises, and who's really into the beer drinking and producing beer. And so they saw three things. First, they thought that there's everything okay with our startup culture. We really pitch stuff. We have connections outside. There are potential of nice startups. We drink beer, and yeah, the culture, the beer, and the startups. So three things. And yeah, we signed the papers in November. Got the premises. We have 2-floor rooftop premises near the city center, not like with the hub. I walked today from the center to hub. I haven't been in Vilnius for 10 years, and so I wanted to see the city. It was kind of walk. And yeah, it's nearly 400 square meters. We plan to have around 15 teams with 40 residents and also drop-in members. It's not incubator or accelerator, it's more like co-working space. And it's going to be the main place for our events. The first one is on the opening of TechHub in 9th of February. You can mark the date. And we also are going to host TechCrunch Baltics. And TechCrunch Baltics is going to be nice. Who have booked for TechCrunch Baltics? Oh, cool. There's like a cluster of people who have booked it. Awesome. Yeah, what else I have there? Yeah, the Latvian starters. Is there Yevgeny who have built that page? No.
No, he left, I guess. He wasn't at the beginning.
I think that's the best place where to see the whole startups of the Baltic scene. The problem with let's put it that way. If you look at the Baltic Sea region, you can look at the countries, but you also can look on the big names of companies, internet companies, technology companies. Then you have like the Sweden, the Spotify country. Then you have ex-Nokia country, now the Angry Birds country. Then you have the Skype country. Then you have like I don't know. And then there's a Gejar country. And why we have that thing? Yeah, what you have done? The thing is that we have got those nice big companies who are taking all the brain, like Accenture, Tieto, and Exigen, who are employing like hundreds of people. And they grab people in third year, pay decent salary for students, and that's where the brain flows away. And we want to break that stuff. The startups, the best thing is that you go on that site, yevgeny.lt/Baltics, and then you can click around the Latvian startups and you will get the feeling. If you want to talk afterwards with me about those startups, just come over. And yeah, our goals is kick out the people. We really are pushing people to go outside, bring back contacts, bring back knowledge, and do stuff back home. I know that there were a couple teams in a startup highway from Riga. At the same time, there were teams at startup bootcamp in Denmark and in Manchester Ignite 100. So we really try to push out teams of Latvia and come back with the knowledge. So we would have pretty good network. And we are closely collaborating with regional initiatives like Hub, like Startup Highway, like Garage 48, like Startup Sauna guys in Finland. And now, elect questions. Yeah. No questions. Awesome. You're so similar to Latvian audience.
Anyone? Well, that was a bit fun, really. You'll have to come more over here.
I hope something valuable also.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Dar jau pakviesti Viktoriją, jau laiką.